Why don't we build like this anymore? And why is it so hard to get anything built at all? From epic monuments to affordable housing, getting anything done in the UK is a Herculean task, requiring architects and builders to conform to a host of time-consuming, expensive restrictions. And it all comes down to the UK's burdensome planning regulations. It all started with the 1947 Town and Country Planning Act. This created a green belt, or as we call it, a green noose, around major urban conurbations that siphoned off housing to new towns and overspill areas. Under these plans, housing was restricted in less desirable locations and redirected to less productive areas. Think that's a good idea? Think again. The system was halted by residents and caused planning powers to be localised. Soon, all that remained was an extensive and rigid system of containment. That prevented the development necessary to keep pace with population growth. These restrictive planning and zoning laws have meant that we really can't build some of the greatest national treasures that we all love. Sadly, attempts to reform the planning system have consistently run into trouble. Wilson's plans to create more towns and reduce the Greenbelt were brought down by vehement local opposition. Similarly, Margaret Thatcher's efforts to stimulate planning were ditched after they triggered a backlash from Greenbelt voters. Local NIMBYs said, "No, no, no." Over time, the planning system began to strangle the British economy. By 2007, productivity came to a grinding halt and home ownership rates plummeted. Our stagnant economy is the result of long-term planning malaise. The adoption of a brownfield-first policy only intensified the problem. Sure, it stimulated some house building in ex-industrial areas, but only where demand was low, and it failed to address the systemic shortages. Britain now faces a backlog of over 4.3 million homes, which has caused rents and house prices to skyrocket. Attempts to reform the planning system continue to be suppressed by local NIMBYs who dominate local councils and lobby politicians. Central government needs to take charge. However, large-scale planning reform must also consider local concerns. With this in mind, the Adam Smith Institute advocates for street votes, community land auctions and balloted estate regenerations, amongst other policies such as our Homes for All scheme or releasing land within 10 minutes of public transport. Through these policies, we can unlock the power of the free market to meet demand whilst also considering local concerns. If you want to find out more, check out our latest report, The History of Bad Planning.